Testing, testing. Looks good. Good morning. It is Thursday, August 13th, and we're looking at more women complaining about the economy.
A single person, I swear. So I'm trying to move out of where I live now. I have a terrible living situation, and it's impossible. It's literally impossible for a one bedroom, one bath house or apartment. Everywhere I have looked near me is starting out at $1,200 to $1,400. How much is it for a two bedroom though? Starting out $1,200 to $1,400. So if I had a second person, this would probably be way easier. Not to mention you can
Right off the bat, notice how we are with a woman who's trying to live on her own, who's trying to do basically live like a man. She needs to have her own place, have her own stuff, have her own career, have all this on her own. She's never talking about finding a man and creating a family. This is always the common denominator.
not even have pets at any of these places. How y'all gonna allow
Of course, pets too. Yeah, they need their dogs. So
children that will absolutely do damage? But my cats who sleep all day, they can't come? And then Verizon, I need you to count your days. I'm supposed to be paying $85 for unlimited everything. Somehow, though, my bill is always $99. And I just got an email a few days ago telling me that my plan is going to be raised by $4. So I still have a $100 phone payment. So then I was looking to change phone providers because no. But that's pretty much the price anywhere for one line. Now, if I were to sign up and get 4 lines, it would be $100. So I can pay for one line, which is $100, or
women are so ditzy. And, you know, if you really want a cheap phone, you can go with Visible or something and pay $25. But they got to have probably a brand new iPhone, and they have to lease it, essentially. So their phone bill is $180. So get Visible, pay off your phone, have an iPhone 12 Max, does the same damn thing. Whatever. You're just 5 versions behind. That's what I do, but whatever. This dude here obviously knows what's up.
get 4 for 100. Make it make sense. What the hell? So they're making it to where you cannot survive this economy by yourself.
Yeah. Maybe intentionally or not, but basically they're going to bring men and women back together. Women will be women again. She will eventually, inevitably, find a man that's going to take care of her. And I mean, she's just liberal, you know, and ditzy, but the inflation is going to eke that out of these women. Watch.
And I don't like people. So
It's going to get bad.
I don't want people in my space all the time. I'm living with a nightmare roommate right now, and I am miserable. So I know everybody else has got to be.
We are entering stage 4 of a 4-part economic collapse, and I'm going to explain it to you really quickly and easily so everybody gets this. Step 1 is the cushion. That's when everybody's got money and the economy's booming. Coming out of COVID, everyone had extra cash to spend. You had a stimulus check, you had savings built up because all the stores were closed and you couldn't leave your house and you had all this extra money sitting. So coming out of COVID, we were sitting really pretty and the economy started booming. Step 2 is the bridge. That's when the savings runs out and everybody starts turning to credit to start covering all of their bills and expenses. And they've built up this lifestyle that they want to maintain, but now it's more expensive. So we start pulling out the credit cards more often and we start going into more debt. We start buying fancier cars like we wanted to, but we're having to pay more for them and now our bills are higher and our payments are higher and everything just costs more, but we still got credit and the economy looks great. Why would we worry about this? Step 3 is the wall. That's when savings are gone. That's when your credit card debt starts to get to the maximum, when you don't have any more.
This chick just got it all figured out, basically. Isn't that nice? I wonder where she's living, if she's living at home or what that is. But I love women who've got it all figured out like that and tell me how men are going to fail, basically. You know, we're failing because people like you are trying to find careers and be a man and not be a wife. So I'm not going to listen to the rest of that.
But you're going to need the money. Everyone's going to need it before the summer's out.
What are you going to do?
Wonder why they're broke, but be having one job that is part-time and barely pays. You see the problem? Either get a higher paying job or get a second job. We can't just be sitting in the house broke, y'all. Summertime is coming up. Let's go.
Big Mac meal.
Wow. I'm moved by that. I think I'm going to go get a second and third job now.
Meal is $18 at McDonald's. $18. Some people make less than that an hour. Let that sink in. Why is a Big Mac meal $18 and my paycheck has not gone up yet? Let that sink in. A Big Mac meal at McDonald's is $18.
And this is the cost of all the money printing, the COVID stimulus, everything that came around, all these promised pensions and programs that the government hands out. There is nothing else they can do. Prices are going to keep going up. There is no slowing down on this. The decision has been made. We're going to pay back the debt with depreciated dollars, and we're going to keep making it go up. There's no other way out of it. They would either have to print their way out of it and pay with depreciated dollars, or we're going to actually have to go through a serious recession. And I don't think they're going to allow that.
Has that sunk in yet? Or I was gonna get a smoothie. Can I get a cup of water? Can I get a cup of water instead?
I cannot afford Florida anymore. I just looked at my budget in my electric bill for December, which in Florida, mind you, we don't use the AC very much when it comes to December, okay? My electric bill for this December was more expensive than my electric bill from August of 2020, one of the hottest months of the year. Make that make sense. I use way less electricity in December than I do in August of any given year, and somehow my bill is now higher. My electric bills have more than doubled in the course of 5 years, and also my water bill has more than doubled, and not to mention the rates of my insurance, property taxes, yada yada yada. It's all just gone up and up and up. I thought homeownership was supposed to be the cure-all solution. You buy a property, you pay it off one day, and then you are just fancy living, here we come. But apparently that's not the case, as I know many homeowners who bought in Florida who are being priced out, and they have like the neighborhood fees or the association fees. Those have gone up rampantly without any sort of guardrails, and people who bought houses are just being priced out because of that alone. Luckily, I don't have those, but even I'm still feeling the squeeze with everything going up in the budget.
Yeah, most normal people are priced out. I realized I was getting priced out real quick, and I had to pull a trigger on a house in 21, just because you can almost sense it, at the rate that things are getting more expensive, that you're not going to be able to afford it. You just literally have to do something. You either got lucky with them low interest rates, or you basically missed it. It's a tough state of affairs.
And let's just be honest, a lot of people aren't broke because they don't have a good job or they don't make enough money. It's because of their habits. A lot of times people are living paycheck to paycheck because they can't cut out habits that's not really needed. Me included, because I got some habits. Like shopping. Shopping is one of my bad habits. I shop for stuff that I know
It depends on if you're living at home. Like if you're living with your parents, it's going to be easy. Life is probably not that hard, actually, if you don't have to pay rent. But if you're trying to go at it alone and you're trying to do it like a adult, like, our parents used to do, it's going to be extremely difficult, almost impossible. So it's not just like we're going to be able to save our way and cut out coffee and be able to live the American dream. It's fundamentally broken. It's going to take a different research and different ways to earn money to get out of it.
I know you can't hear my accent right now, but eventually y'all can hear it. Why do you think so much Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? What's the number one cause y'all think? Comment below.
Well, immigration has driven wages down so far that they don't make enough money to survive in this economy. So the more immigration comes in, cheap labor gets put out, Americans pushed out of the workforce, they have to they're getting on state doles. So essentially all the immigration, all the DEI, all the women in the workforce, all of these things are taking away from a man to work and provide for a family. And the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be. The more Americans will fall out of the workforce. Basically, the country's been sold out. I don't know if we can recover from this, but someone's going to have to do something to save the dollar, and the government obligations has to come down. So basically, like, spending has to be cut.
It's debt. Debt is the number one thing that keep Americans, living paycheck to paycheck. And in order, simple.
Well, not really. Debt is just a symptom of the problem, which is low wages. So when you have such low wages due to immigration and DEI and all this other nonsense, AI, and wages are suppressed, people go into debt, which he's almost right. Debt is a problem, but the ultimate issue is low wages.
Simple math. In order for you to have a good life in America, you got to stay out of debt.
And ironically, increasing like the minimum wage and stuff only keeps wages low. So the right answer would be to get rid of the minimum wage and let the free market
You gotta
work
live below
itself
your
out.
means, and you gotta stay away from the shiny new toy. Me and my wife, we bought a 2020 Dodge. We have pretty good credit, so we could get anything we want. But we got a used car, and it does the job. So stay out of debt.
Man, you ever thought about buying just a used car instead? Maybe you'll make it. All right, that is what it is today. Kind of a lackluster set of videos, but I gotta get my kids to school. It's a beautiful day out. My son is very itching to get to school. I can hear him right now. All right. All right, I'm going to post this and have a good rest of your day. Peace.